I went on to Roblox, typically looking up random things into the search bar, to look for players to see what will come up. Now, whenever I find a name that has not been yet taken, I would make an account so it would. Who knew that doing that came with a price? I looked up the keywords Brittle Sadness, mainly because I thought it was an emo name that a little kid trying to look cool had already done. Somebody had already apparently, so I decided to, well, click on it. I mean, what else would I do? The avatar looked unedited, not in a bacon hairstyle though. It looked like not even the system had touched the account's avatar. It also had a place, and at first I assumed it was unedited as well. Then I saw it also had visits from other people. From my knowledge, the creator's visits don't actually count as visits, so they can't just visit their place and earn visits. So that meant 2 players had went on this game before me and played. I wanted to just guess they were just curious people like me, but my anxiety kept telling me otherwise. Somehow, I had not read there was a name. I was too busy speculating. Then I went on to the game with the description reading, "Never let the petals of strictness fall, and never disobey." That was my life. So why not let it be yours? It was in a bold font, oddly enough. Joining the game, there was a house. The house seemed like a free model, I suppose. Going inside, I saw the creator, or somebody that looked like them, telling me, "It's beautiful outside. Dreary. Why not leave now?" As I continued through the house, there were more people who looked like them, warning me to get out before he comes. It seems they disobeyed something of him, because they all seem to have a similar message. Get out now or obey him. I was in the attic of the home when the creator of the game joined me. A chill went down my spine. I chatted hello to the creator, trying to seem like just a visitor. Then the creator said, "Come outside, please. You are much needed here." I came down to the front area of the house, daringly going outside. "Why, hello there," Brittle Sadness told me. "Why am I needed?" I asked rudely. "Be more polite to me, inferior. You don't want to end up like the rest of your people." He shot back. Then I asked him the same question, just a bit nicer. "Okay, why am I needed, sir?" In which they responded, "Oh yes, follow me please." At this point, I knew who the he was. It was Brittle Sadness. I followed him, and all of a sudden I had a feeling of being watched. "Jump," he repeated in the chat, as we were next to the edge of the world. "Why?" I asked. "Just do it. Don't keep me waiting," he responded. I then refused, saying no. Of course, I should have done it. It was only a game, but I was feeling like trolling him. Then all of a sudden he flings me, saying, "Welcome to the underworld, Don. I said listen." Then when my person died, my avatar looked like his. "They warned you. I warned you. Just obey. It is so simple, how could you not see it? Now you're like them. This is permanent. You'll be stuck like them on your screen." Then I realized I could not turn off Roblox, nor my laptop for that matter. Then my character turned into a model, saying these words on top: "Be smart and leave, because if you disobey..." I have a PC, which is how I got this story across to you guys. I'll be sure to update this if anything else happens. Okay, so I'm an idiot. I bought a new laptop, mainly for the purpose of investigating this guy. Maybe it was not worth my time, but then again, I thought it would be best to figure him out. You know, in case somebody else lands in his path. So it seems he's all about strictness and obeying. So I guess listen to him. Or don't go in his game. I think when he notices people are in his game, he will probably join you and terrorize you. Or maybe it's a scripted bot. I have no idea. My best bet is rejoining his game on my new laptop, so I can stop my almost endless curiosity. The amount of visits is the same, with only one added by me, relieving all the stress I had earlier. So now I guess I'll join. Everything is the same, so I had ventured into the backyard. I'm on an alternate account I just made. I had to look like a different person in case he shows up. I plan on having bad grammar too, something I lacked of last time. I went to the backyard, which had a pool. As soon as I jumped into it for fun though, the creator joined. He teleported right to me, then hopping out of the pool and saying, "Get out of the pool, sir." To which I responded, "Why?" He then responded kind of late, putting me in a worrying state saying, "Haven't you learned from last time?" He remembered the account I used last time. I was worried and confused, so I just refused the username as my old one. "Who's that boy?" I said. Brittle Sadness said, "You both have the same face. Stop playing games, William." That was my real name. I could no longer pretend. "How did you find my real name?" I asked, worried for my privacy. "You didn't try to hide any of that. Why didn't you duct tape your webcam? Why did you say your name out loud? Why did you reveal so much of yourself just by saying a few sentences?" He replied, as if he were scolding me. I was just confused, and I tried leaving the game. I couldn't though. It was scary for me, because all I said in my head at this point was, "Get me out, get me out, get me out." "You can't get out of this one easily, William. You can try, but you won't. I warned you. You never came out of your little pool. Why should I make you leave something you don't want to then?" I was barely thinking. I responded, "So leave me alone then, creep." Then he did what he did to me yesterday. He flung me, and I turned into a model again, except I was in a different position, like a sitting position. Then I was put on the steps of the pool, and my model had different words on top. "This pool is off limits. I didn't listen." At that point, I had 2 laptops inside my closet that didn't work properly, which annoyed me. Don't visit Brittle Sadness' place. If you disobey him, you'll end up with a PC/laptop that doesn't work and a broken Roblox account. I think there may be a lighter punishment. I'm not sure. Or, you could have just said, "Okay, boomer." I would not recommend letting your kids go on these type of Roblox games. My son started playing Roblox roughly around 3 years ago. His account name is Tight Dragon. Around 2 months ago, strange things started happening. Since then, it made my son not want to play Roblox anymore. A user by the name of Cursed Plague sent him a friend request. At the time, my son wanted some Robux, and he was a bit greedy, so he accepted his friend request because he had a hat called a Dominus, which is supposed to be a very expensive hat. My son asked this person for some Robux, and they responded with, "Do not trust Cursed." Shortly after, my son was a bit interested about him, but my son said he never plays games often. Usually he would join weird old games that nobody played. Shortly after, my son checked his profile and found one of his games named Moving On. When he entered it, the game was just a flat island with some flowers, grass, and trees. But it updated shortly after, around a week later. It had a new island with a temple of sort. When you went into it, you see people that have transparent bodies and praying motions. Sure, it did not seem weird at first to him, but sooner or later it updated, and then things started getting weird. The game suddenly got multiple people playing at once, and was getting a bit known. As the guy kept updating it, it seemed to get stranger every time. In one of his games, as you play, you see a strange figure watching you. It constantly turns the head of the player towards you. Now, I'm not that type of person to support satanic things, but the game had hidden stuff like that in which I do not like. There was always reminders of not to trust curse. Sometimes you try joining the game, it just freezes on the loading screen and never goes to the game. You either have to shut your tablet down or use Task Manager to close Roblox, depending if you're on tablet or computer. Since then, this person has friended a lot of myths of Roblox, as my son calls them. Cursed generally has a weird game with some secrets, and my son said something about it being hunted twice on a group. He now updated the game and it is named The Basement, which he made another game called Moving On, which has a teleport to the basement. The game can teleport you to 3 different games named The Forest, The Sewers, and some other game which probably is in another language I do not know. It recently updated yesterday, I think, but my son does not want to associate with anyone on Roblox anymore, because he is scared to play Roblox now. Rather, I would recommend checking the game out yourself. It has a lot of weird things that don't seem right. Also, please comment if you find anything. I was extremely bored, so I decided to read some of my messages, when I came across a suspicious message from a user named Triculus. His message was titled Help, and the message under it said, "Help me. Lost in the void. Help." His avatar was completely black. I checked his profile and it had nothing except the fake semi-transparent pants you can get for free, probably to remove all the default clothing. I looked in his creations and found a game titled The Void. I joined and found myself in a dark void with nothing except a wall, with white figures that were skewered to the wall with swords. I decided to have a look at the back of the wall. It said, "Why are you here?" Then I realized something was pushing my character. I turned around and there was a horrifying bloody ghost pushing me. Then I was teleported to a different game called Why Did You Join? I was freaked out at this point. When the game loaded, a fake Triculus was standing there, doing a satanic ritual to torture a white figure. Then Triculus himself joined the game. My name changed to Me. I want to go next. Then he destroyed the white figure and put me in his place. I fell over and I was laying there, stuck on the floor. I could not move. I decided to log out for a couple hours. Later, when I logged back in, my avatar was black, and my description said, "Help me. Lost in the void," like Triculus's description. I was stuck like that, forever.